Alright. Hi everyone. I've been wanting to try something a little bit different on this channel. I want to try to do, well, I'll do or an Animal Crossing challenge. And if I enjoy it well enough, I might plan to do more, but we're gonna start with a city, a city folk. We're gonna start with Animal Crossing City Folk. It's the one for the Wii, but I'm playing it on Dolphin. And I decided I wanted to start with, paying off all our debts. Because there are some challenges I'm skeptical of, at least in the older games. For example, I want to do a museum, challenge in New Leaf, but I feel like I would struggle to do it in, like, the older games. Like this game, Wild World, and the original GameCube Animal Crossing. Because catching bees is challenging. It's a lot easier in New Leaf because you just... Well, normally the A button, but on the keyboard that translates to the X button. You just spam the A button and then you can catch the bee. And the same goes for New Horizons with the wasp. They replaced the bee with the wasp. Unfortunately, it looks like I'm not going to be able to do any New Horizons challenges. Because, first of all, I've been struggling to get New Horizons on emulator. I got it, but it's only the very first the base game without the updates, and the updates added some very important stuff that is going to be crucial to most of the challenges that I'm going to want to do, like for New Leaf, for example, and maybe even this game. Like, for example, diving. Diving was added right away in a New Leaf, but in New Horizons, it wasn't added until, a couple of months after release. And I can't access it on emulator because I can only play, like I said, I can only play the game, without any of the updates for some reason. And I've tried to get, newer versions, but it's just of to no avail. Alright, so let's time travel to a more lucrative season. Let's do July. Now, we're gonna travel to nighttime later on, but for now, let's just do 10 a.m. 10 a.m. on July 1st. But yeah, the time he said, it is the right time, but this is, like I said, this is gonna be a challenge, not a let's play, so we're gonna be time traveling, and, it's not gonna be synced into the, in real life time. No, Rover, it's not you, it's me. I'm doing a challenge. We'll just go with my normal name. But I'm gonna name my towns something that corresponds to the challenge. I think I said it earlier, but... Alright, hold on. Before I say anything else, I am playing the mod. I got past the title screen before hitting record because I was trying to do something on my computer and I clicked on the title screen by accident. But I am playing a mod for Animal Crossing City Folk. It's called Animal Crossing City Folk Deluxe, and if you've played like the vanilla version of City Folk and you've never noticed the polka dot talk bubbles or, you know, Rover letting you choose your skin tone, well, that's because they're a part of the mod. There's gonna be some other things that the mod added that I'll get into, but we're probably not gonna, you know, be able to experience it fully, because like I said, this is a challenge, not a traditional Let's Play. And, you know, keep in mind, this may only be a few parts. I don't know how many parts this is, but I want to make this challenge as effective as possible, so there may only be a few parts. But, yeah, since we're going to be paying off all of our home loans in this challenge, I'm naming my town Lone Land. That has a nice ring to it. That's it. So excited. I'll find one. Alright, so you actually start off with 0 bells, so we're gonna say not much. But yeah, I may do a debt, you know, paying off all debts. I might also do this in, you know, the original GameCube version and in Wild World. And of course, New Leaf, which is, you know, newer and better, but I wanted to start with this game because, number one, I'm just in the mood. And number two, you know, the debts are a lot more simple compared to the other games. Alright. Decent lineup of villagers. Alright. That's what I like to see. Alright, so we go to the town hall first. And I'm gonna get a house by the beach. I've always loved, in Animal Crossing, I've always loved getting a house by the beach. It's just how I roll. And it's gonna help us for this challenge too, because we're not gonna do it right away. We're gonna need to get some stuff situated first, but let's just say the beach is gonna, basically, the beach is gonna be a very good spot for making money. Let's just leave it at that for now. And yeah, I also want to, but yeah, I might do most of my challenges in New Leaf, because, you know, it's just a better game. The older Animal Crossing games are still good, don't get me wrong, but New Leaf just has a lot more quality of life features. Certain things are easier, like catching bees. And it just has a lot more. However, I wanted to, you know, go to one of the older games for my first challenge. And I figured, you know, this would be, you know, a debt, you know, paying off all of our home loans. This will be easy, because, you know, it won't require anything of that I have trouble doing. You know, I might do like a museum challenge eventually and like a catch-all bugs challenge, but I'm gonna want to see if I can, see, you know, at least try to see if I can catch bees first. Because they are a pain in the ass to catch in the older games. And keep in mind as well, like I'm playing on a mouse and keyboard, you know, I'm not playing on a controller. If I was playing on a controller, it would, you know, catching bees in this game and its predecessors, it would be a lot easier. But since I have a mouse and keyboard, I'm gonna want to practice before doing any challenges that do require me to catch one, because I'm not gonna want to be stuck and struggling. I'm gonna want to get the hang of it first. So, yeah. And yeah, like, now most of you are probably familiar with Animal Crossing if you're watching this video, but you know, I'm gonna be premiering this video, and you know, me and my friend Green Ethan, well, his name is Ethan, but I call him Green Ethan because I have another friend named Ethan, but that I call Purple Ethan. But you know, me and Green Ethan, we like to record videos and we like to premiere them for each other. And yeah, he's heard of Animal Crossing, but he hasn't really, you know, played it as much as the majority of you guys. But basically, home loans, if you pay them off, Tom Nook will upgrade your house. Like, you know, sometimes he'll expand a room, or sometimes he'll add another room. You know, it all depends, but for the first couple of home loans, he's gonna be expanding our main room, and then he's gonna add an upstairs, and then he's gonna add a basement. You know, that's this version of Animal Crossing. This home loans in this game are a lot more simple than Wild World, for example. Wild World and New Leaf, there's a lot more bells to be paid for, you know, paying off all your debts. But this game, it's pretty simple compared to the others. But yeah, I do have some bad news. In this game, Tom Nook will make us work for him. So we do have to do a couple errands for him before we can really start working towards our debts and playing freely. Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this, but the other reasons why I don't want to do a New Horizons, I mean, I do want to, but I don't want to just you know, I don't want to use my main file because I would have to delete it, and I want to make good progress on it, you know. I really want to just play through my main file on my own that I started in the 3.0 New Horizons update. I don't want to delete that file. And, you know, I just don't really like recording on my TV anyway, because I have to use my phone, and then I have to, like, set it up. You know, it's just a pain to record on my TV. So, for now, I'll just do, you know, New Horizons predecessors. Because the thing is, like I said, I can play New Horizons, but the thing is, I can only play the very first version. You know, I'm not going to be able to have diving, you know, it's going to be missing a lot of important stuff. Look, if you say no way, he's just gonna force you to. It would be awesome if if this mod would let you get out of it like the GameCube mod, but Tom Nook is just gonna be a little bitch, so fine. Yeah, see? Tom Nook, just let me pay you, please. I promise. I can sell you seashells. Seashells down by the seashore. I can sell you fruit. Oh my god. I do not like Tom Nook in these older games. He's alright in the newer games, but he's a pain in the ass in the older ones. Fine, Tom Nook. Fine. If it shuts you up. Lucha. Okay, so here's another thing about City Folk Deluxe. There are a lot of villagers that wouldn't be in the vanilla version of the game, or the base the base game, the vanilla game. You know, the non-modded game. Lucha was introduced in New Leaf, which came out after City Folk, but the modder of this game added a bunch of villagers that weren't originally in City Folk. And they also made it to where you can get certain villagers as starting villagers without... I mean, not with... Yeah, you can get certain villagers as, like, starting villagers that you wouldn't be able to get in you know, in the version, you know, in City Folk without the mod. What do I mean by starting villagers? Well, basically it just means, you know, a starting villager is just, you know, the villagers you have when you get into town. Like, we're meeting all of our starting villagers right now. Pearl, Lucha, Coco was one. Coco Nut, Rabbit. But yeah, we'll get past the... Yeah, okay, this is Coco. I want to try to at least get the first debt paid off before we... end it off right here. But first we have to do all this nonsense. Okay, we met Lucha, Pearl, and Coco, so we just need to meet... Oh yeah, the mayor. We gotta meet the mayor. Oh my goodness. Alright. He's gonna ask you what your favorite animal is. And if you say a pelican, Pelly will be surprised, but if you say a turtle, he'll be happy. Out of these, turtles probably are my favorite animal anyway, so we're gonna go with turtle. But yeah, I'll think of other challenges to do. Like I said, I'm mostly gonna be using New Leaf. I would do New Horizons if I can emulate the, you know, the game with all, you know, not necessarily to its newest version, but at the very least. having diving a part of it, because diving, in my opinion, is a staple in Animal Crossing at this point. It's not in this game, it's not in Wild World, it's not in the original GameCube game, but hold on. In New Leaf and in New Horizons, it is a staple at this point. So yeah, I'll probably start off small. Like, I know this seems like a pretty big challenge, but oh, do I not have some ways? Believe me, this challenge will probably go by fast, because I have tips on that is gonna make me mad money as ASAP. Like, even one of the things that this mod added is, you know, certain veins are more valuable. I apologize if you guys consider that cheating, but I really wanted to play with this mod for the quality of life updates. I'll show you something that, you know, when we get to that point, I'll show you something that will be extremely helpful. I'm not gonna get on your bad side. I'll stay out of your way. And I'm just gonna pay off my loans. Alright, so Felicity and... Wait, we met Clyde. We just need to meet Felicity now. Yeah, I think we have to meet everyone before we start working for Tom Nook in this game. Alright. Fuck. I hate it when you can't find the villagers. It's very frustrating. Oh, Felicity. Okay, good. There she is. Whew. I thought that was gonna take a while. Me. Okay, I think that's everyone. There is one thing that I do not like about New Leaf and New Horizons. And it's that your villagers can really mingle around town, and sometimes they're in really tough places, like the museum. Because the museum has a bunch of rooms. They don't do that in this game or the older versions, but in New Leaf and in New Horizons, they do tend to be in a museum a lot of the times, and it's honestly really annoying, because they are extremely frustrating to find, because, like I said, the museum has a bunch of rooms. We need a way to track down villagers in the next Animal Crossing game, whenever that will be announced and released, because, you know, this is actually something I've wanted, you know, when we were waiting for New Horizons to come out. It was something I was hoping would be a New Horizons because of all the frustration it caused in New Leaf, but no. But hopefully in the next Animal Crossing game, you know, that will be in a few years' time, but oh my god. You know, I don't mean to be negative. I love New Horizons, but one of my biggest disappointments with the game, well, it basically boils down to the villagers in general, you know. They're very soulless, and like it's extremely frustrating to track them down. Like, okay. I had some misgivings. Well, screw you, Tom Nook. I'm not gonna do that. I want to get this nonsense done. You know, you could have just let me off, and I could have paid you faster. Because, you know, doing all this and you only get paid like 1,000 bells. Like, it's unfair when you can make more than that, like, a lot quicker. The scandal of a century. Greedy raccoon overworks and underpays his employees, and he forces them to work against their will. Pearl is a calico cat. My friends Eli and Ashton, they love Eli and Ashton, they absolutely love calico cats. And Purple Ethan, he actually sent Ashton a video on Discord today about calico cats. You know, those three absolutely love cats. It's honestly very heartwarming. Purple Ethan actually has cats of his own. Him and, you know, his mom. They have an orange cat named Pumpkin, which is adorable. And last time Ashton talked about it, he wants to get some cats inspired by Sailor Moon, and I think the other one was Dragon Ball Z. For example, I think there's a white... I'm not familiar with anime in general. The only anime I ever cared about is Sonic X. Because I went through a period of time where I was hyperfixated on the Sonic franchise. But, oh my god, the Lovely series is my favorite furniture series of all time. Too bad this is a challenge, and I'm not actually going to be decorating my house. Or intending to, you know, really. I mean, I am going to be paying off all the debts and expanding it as much as I can, but I'm not going to, you know, play through the game regularly. Or really furnish my house, but it's still a nice thought. Alright, we'll just say my actual birthday. Why not? It won't matter in the long run, but why the frick not? And yeah, like I said, I don't want to explain everything, too much right now. I'll explain little by little, but first we have to, like I said, we have to do this nonsense. Then we can buy tools and sell to Tom Nook. But, this is my least favorite part of, playing the older versions of Animal Crossing is you have to do this nonsense. Yeah, I was trying to just play through these older games, you know, normally, but I don't know. I'm in a mood to try something different, so I'm doing this instead. But I'll still be playing New Horizons normally, because I can't emulate it. But if I ever do figure out how to emulate it, then I'll like I said, I'll do challenges on there too. But right now, you know, chances are looking pretty slim. So I'm just playing through that game normally on my actual Switch. Alright, thanks. Finally, you're being nice. Alright, Clyde. Okay, luckily you don't actually have to write anything. You can just send them a blank letter. I think the real purpose of this is to be tutorial based, but I already know how to do all this. I've been playing this game since 2029. I mean, yeah, not 2029, 2009. Did I say 29? We're not even in 29 yet. Why did I? 2009. That's when I first played Animal Crossing in general. City Folk was my first game. Now, if we look at it like that, maybe this is the first game to start a challenge to do my first challenge on. Huh. Yeah, like, you can catch bugs in this game. You've already seen a few bugs, I'm sure. But we need a net for that. Alright, okay, I still need to send my letters. I'm getting distracted. But yeah. City Folk was my first Animal Crossing game. We got it way back in April 2009. I was 10 years old, because, I was born in 1998, but it wasn't my birthday that year yet, so I was 10. But yeah, point is, I've been doing this for years. Like I said, in the GameCube mod, you can opt out. That would have been a good thing to add in this game, but some mod, the thing is, some modders are probably limited on what they can, code in, take out, improve upon. So I don't know if it'll even be possible to add that, but I mean, if the modder of the GameCube game was able to add it, then I'm sure the other modder could too. Because there is, like I said, this game has a deluxe version, which is what I am playing. And, the GameCube game has a deluxe version, but they're actually from different modders. Did he say it took a long... Tom Nook, please. I'm trying my best here. Alright. Please, just... Oh my god, I want this to be done. Alright, okay, after we delivered the carpet, I think we only have 2 more left. We have to deliver a watering can to Clyde. And the reason I know that we have to deliver it to Clyde is because you delivered the watering can to the same person or the same villager you sent a letter to. So it is going to be Clyde. And then after that, we only have 1 more chore. And then we are free! Okay. Oh yeah, this is probably... Oh yeah. It was an alternative emulator for DS games because I wanted to see if it had the ability to just, you know, where you can keep like a library of them. Because you can't in Wild World. I mean, Wild World on this emulator. Desume, I think it's pronounced. So I downloaded that one to see if you could on that one, but you can't. So I just deleted it, but yeah, I deleted the. Sometimes if you try to delete a software when you have it pinned to your taskbar, it causes weird stuff like that to happen. Not computer breaking, but you know, just something to keep in mind. Yep, see, Clyde. Alright, Clyde. Alright, so we go... Yeah, I am going to be opening my map up a lot, at least in the beginning of this challenge. Because I'm gonna want to know where to go exactly for Tom Nook's nonsense. Yeah. I sent him a blank letter. Alright. Okay, this will be the last one. Please, just please. Heck, my dad doesn't even really like Tom Nook and New Horizons, and, you know, Tom Nook doesn't even annoy me nearly as much in New Leaf and in New Horizons as he does in the GameCube version, Wild World and City Folk. GameCube version and Wild World are the worst. Oh my god. I'll show you what I mean when... If we get to one of those games for a challenge, but... Yeah. He was a biatch. I feel like the Animal Crossing fandom is very split when it comes to Tom Nook. Like, a lot of people see him as this evil crook, but a lot of people come to his defense. And I kind of lean more towards the former, actually. Well, I don't know, because like I said, he's not as bad, and, you know, he's a lot more pleasant in the newer versions, but he's still very greedy. Okay, I think we're done. Please tell me we're done, Tom Nook. For the love of all living frickamarole. Yes, yes, yes! Freedom! And yeah, it only takes away 1,400. I could make more than that in less time, believe me. You could help people in town, sell things you don't need. Why couldn't I just do that? Do it. Why did I have to work for your sorry ass? Yes, 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 yes. Finally. Alright, so I don't know if you can hear it, but the music does change when you're done with work. It stays on the same music when during your part-time job, but after you complete your part-time job, then the music will change every hour. Like, this is the 10 a.m. track. You know, every hour has a unique track. But yeah, this is what the lovely furniture acts like. It's just very pink and frilly. You know, I like pink, frilly, Valentine's Day themed stuff. So it's always been one of my favorites. Even way back during the beginning days of Animal Crossing. You know, I guess I just saw a lovely piece of furniture and I fell instantly in love with the series. But yeah, it's basically pink, frilly, and Valentine's Day themed. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna want to buy a net. Maybe a fishing rod as well, but I feel like a net will be more lucrative for what I have planned. So that's gonna be my priority. Oh yeah, I'm gonna want to buy a shovel as well, but unfortunately Tom Nook doesn't have a shovel, so we're gonna have to move a day forward. Because I do want to use fossils as one of my methods, as well as money rocks, and both of those things require a shovel. But Tom Nook does have a net, so we'll go ahead and buy that. Yeah, you probably saw a camel with carpet bags on her. She's not a villager, she's just a special character. She's kind of a pain in this game because you need to give her like 3 old carpets or 3 old wallpapers, and you're not guaranteed to get 3. you're like meant to collect some over the course of like a few of her visits. It's pretty annoying. It is. Hold on. I don't really want to wear this uniform. Oh my god, I'm so sorry about that, guys. Alright, and okay, so one of the things that we're gonna want to do is we're gonna want to upgrade Tom Nook's shop so he can start selling axes. Now, axes aren't necessarily required, but they are gonna be a big help. Because we're gonna want to cut down all of our regular trees. And we're just gonna want to have palm trees. Well, but first we need a coconut. That's also something I will be working towards. Is hopefully we get a coconut to spawn on our beach, because we won't start with coconut trees. We have to get lucky and find a coconut. But yeah. Alright, we'll also sell some pears. They're only 100 bells each, but I mean, we're still early on, so it'll help us. Okay, so you see the spot with the star? This is where fossils, gyroids, and pitfall seeds are. That, you know, it indicates their spot. We need a shovel, so we can't dig that up yet. Fossils can sell for several thousand bells. So, you know, like I said, that's gonna help us a lot. So are money rocks, too. Because you can get several thousand bells per money rock. Alright, I'm not going to spend too much time scanning the town for bugs, because it's just going to get tedious. But if we see, like, a butterfly, a valuable butterfly, we'll catch it. But we're going to go ahead and go to the next day. See if Tom Nook has a shovel for us. And we'll sell more seashells and fruit. Yeah, this is fun. Lone land. It's miserable. I'm up to my knee in debt. No, not even up to my knee. Up to my neck. But I'll get out of it. Alright. If I can get a coconut, that would be nice. Okay, I'm gonna keep this seashell in case we get a certain visitor. I don't think he's gonna come, but because we're just gonna be all over the place with this whole challenge. But a saying that I find myself going by a lot lately is, "You never know, you never really know." So we're just gonna hold on to that, to the scallop. But everything else I'll sell. Okay, I purposely grew these trees right by the cliff wall because I didn't want them to grow. I'm gonna be cutting down all these trees anyway. And when we get our first coconut, then I'll be planting coconut trees. Because let's just say coconut trees are a breeding ground for bugs. Really, really valuable bugs. Alright, the orchid mantis sells for like a few thousand bells, I believe, so that will be pretty good. Oh, why are you guys selling? Why is this game giving me so much lovely stuff? The game refuses to give it to me when I'm just playing the game normally, but now all of a sudden I'm just doing a challenge and I don't really need it that much. The game's like, well, here you go. Ha 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 ha. It's not like you need it. Yeah, 5,000 just for that. And the shells don't really do a whole lot. But he does have a shovel now, so... we're gonna take that. I already know. But yeah, that is in fact the lovely lamp. You know, it goes with, you know, it's a part of the, you know, it's a part of the lovely series. You know, it will go with the chair that I got from Pearl. Oh my god. But yeah, so we're gonna find fossils and we're gonna find our money rock. And we're also gonna sell a handful of seashells every day too, because that could speed up the process of getting a coconut. And yeah, we're also gonna want to upgrade to Tom. I think I don't know if I mentioned this already, but we're also gonna want to upgrade to upgrade Tom Nook's store to Nook and Go, cause he won't sell axes at Nook's Cranny, and we're gonna need them. I know cutting down all our trees, that doesn't sound very good, but trust me, it's gonna do wonders for the palm tree bugs. We won't have all these other bugs in the way, so these palm tree bugs are gonna spawn like mad. Alright, I'm gonna leave the holes so I'll know that I already checked the rock. I won't keep coming back and checking it, thinking I haven't checked it yet, so. Yeah. I feel like it's gonna be kind of hard too. Well, I was able to catch that Meowma stag at least, but it is gonna be a bit challenging to get time, not time, but you know, get my distance right. Coco, please. I'm in the middle of something here. Coco, please. I mean, I don't want to push you. I don't want to push you and make, but I'm trying to get you out of my way. Okay, good. Okay, good. So we only get a 4th money bag if we get like really have good money luck, but that's a whole nother process. That's a whole thing. So we technically got the max amount, just not the extra lucky bag. I may buy a fishing rod eventually to keep things more diverse, but fishing, it's not hard, but it is a bit challenging because if you're a millisecond late from, you know, pulling in a big fish, you know, you're likely to just miss it, so. Okay, don't go to donation unless you want to actually donate, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna just have him check the fossil, because we need that fossil. We need the money. Look, Blathers, this is a challenge that I need to pay off all my home loans, not a fill up the museum challenge. Which is something I would like to do for this version of Animal Crossing if I can figure out how to catch the dreaded bee, but for now I just have that planned for New Leaf. We're already an hour in. Oh my, You see, guys? You see how time goes by fast when you're having fun? Alright, well, we got another fossil. And yeah, that is a pro tip. If you want to keep the fossil, do not go to donate. Just check the fossil. He'll still ask for it, but you can just tell him, sorry, I need the fossil. I need the money. Blathers, please, no. I need these fossils. I'm trying to pay off all my home loans here. Alright. Oh, hold on. Let me get my mail. Okay, so... I don't care. So, Aurum... I don't know if that's how you pronounce the name, but... that's actually the name of the modder. Thank you for playing my Animal Crossing City Folk mod. To show you my gratitude, I've sent you this rare accessory. Alright. Silver roses. You can't plant them, you can only wear them. I think they sell for like 2,000 bells. So we're just gonna sell them. Put them towards our debt. Ooh! Ugh. Clyde, please. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Clyde. Yeah, drill beetles sell for a couple of thousand bells. Now, they're nowhere near as valuable as the palm tree bugs that we're gonna get into later, but you know, since we're just getting started, you know, they are a good starting point. I don't know the word, but you know what I'm trying to say. They're good. They'll give a good boost when we're just starting out. And we can pay off our first debt. I'm gonna keep it going for a little bit longer because I'm having a blast here. I do have a premiere that at 12:30, but you know, I'll probably end this in about 15 minutes or so. So I'll still have time before the premiere. Okay, yeah, so what we want to do is to pay off our loans, we're going to want to go into the town hall. The Bank of Nintendo. Branch Automatic Bell Dispenser. That's what ABD stands for. And then we go to pay mortgage. Zero bells. And yeah, you can just type in 99999 whatever, and then you can just put the max amount quickly like that. Thank you, Pelly. I think it's cute how she claps for you when you pay off your loan. If you pay off your loan at night, her bitch ass sister works there and she doesn't clap for you. She just sits there like, no one cares, bitch. But yeah, we're gonna go see Tom Nook. And get the next loan moving along. Yeah, that's also important, is you do have to consult Tom Nook when you pay off your loan. He'll just talk to you automatically when you enter his store. Yes. Pink has always been my favorite color, as some of you know, so we're just going to keep choosing pink. Alright. Let's set the date till tomorrow. But not before I catch this other Jewel Beetle. Oh my... Oh, okay, that's just a Darner Dragonfly. They're crap. Because there is another Dragonfly. It's called the Banded Dragonfly. It looks very similar, but it's a bit bigger, faster, and it has, like, yellow stripes on it instead of the blue collar thing. But yeah, we're gonna move it over to the next day so our house can expand and we can get our next loan and we can hopefully get a coconut to spawn on the beach. That could take a while. Oh my goodness! It's you! Ah! Oh my gosh, these fuckers are fast. Okay, excuse my language, but they are fast. Alright, caught it. They're gorgeous, but yeah, they are fast in this game. Coconut? Coconut. Ooh, it's you! My favorite Animal Crossing non-villager. Alright, so this is who I was referring to when I said we might get a certain villager that likes scallops. by all means. But yeah, I love Pascal. He's just so cute and sweet and chill and laid back. If home is where the heart is, where is your spleen? Spleen? Okay. Yeah, one of the things that this mod does is it makes it to where you'll have, like, special visitors more often. Like, we already had not Wendell, Sayara on day one. She's the name of the camel that we got a glimpse of. Then we had Wendell, that purple walrus dude that we got a glimpse of too. And then now we have Pascal, my favorite. But yeah, he does say some really sweet things, especially in New Horizons. He has a lot of stuff just when it comes to, you know, emotional support, mental health. Like, it's honestly really sweet. Alright. Hopefully we get a coconut in the next couple of days. I remember this one episode of SpongeBob. He was whining about his spleen. Got me thinking of that. Ooh, you're new. Alright, let's sell this stuff before we hunt down the money rock. Okay, I don't think unidentified fossils sell for very much, so I mean, I don't even think they sell for anything for that matter. So we're not gonna sell that. We're gonna keep it for the museum. Hopefully. I mean, Blathers will not stop harassing us about the fossils, but no, this is a home loan speedrun, not a museum speedrun. Got it? Yeah, owl. I guess I'll just sell my ship compass. I don't really need it. 12,000, not bad. Nothing. Alright, did I accidentally sell a fossil? Okay, no, good. Okay, good. I worried I accidentally sold it anyway, after saying I wasn't. Yeah, I can't promise that we're gonna get a coconut in this part. Sometimes they take a while to spawn. But yeah, you will find them washed on your beach, like the seashells. Ooh, yes, first one. Nice. Sorry about that. No. I don't know, sometimes these tabs just do not want to pop up. We'll do a quick scan for cracks. Fossil cracks. I also want to dig up the pitfall seed eventually so we can plant it. Oh god, that was it. Well, we'll do that on the next day. Yeah, I'm gonna want to dig up a pit because every day a pitfall seed will spawn and they're annoying as fuck. You can fall in them if you're not paying attention. So I want to dig it up and bury it somewhere isolated. Because number one, I likely won't fall in it if that's the case. And number two, you know, you won't spawn any more pitfall seeds if you already have one. If you've already dug one up and like buried it somewhere else. So okay, yeah. Oh, one thing I also want to show off. Next time I catch a bug. Hold on. Hopefully we get a decent bug to spawn pretty soon. I don't really care about these cicadas. They don't sell for very much. And now we're in 18 minutes already. Come on. I do wish you could bulk identify fossils in the mod. That would be something worth looking into. I don't know if the modder is watching this, but I wonder if they take critiques and stuff. Like, oh, it would be cool if you could add this. Blathers. You're not gonna take no for an answer, are you? Ask for something not as valuable and give something in return, and maybe I'll think about it. If you were as generous as Pascal, maybe I would give you one of my fossils. Yeah, and the scallops don't sell for as much as the fossils do, so I don't mind giving him a scallop when I see him. Blathers. Why are you acting so disappointed? I'm not giving you any fossils. Why are you acting like I'm gonna give one to you now? No! To be quite honest, we have nothing on display. Rather a dreadful state of affairs. Well, sucks for you, I guess. Maybe if I figure out how to... Ooh! Maybe if I can figure out how to catch a dreaded bee on my mouse and keyboard, I'll do a donation challenge for City Folk. But for now, Now, okay, one of the things this mod added is the ability to drop bugs. You weren't able to drop bugs in the vanilla version. You can also store them in your house. Something you weren't able to do. You know, fossils you could already drop, but not bugs. You know, I'm actually gonna keep my money for a while and let it stack up little by little. $20,000? Good night! Or no, was that 20,000 or 50,000? Well, I think, yeah, I think it was, well, still 20,000. We're already almost halfway done with the second deck, guys. I told you this was gonna be a breeze. But I am gonna end it off right here, guys. Time went by way too freaking fast doing this, and I don't want this to drag on for too long. And I do have a premiere to participate in at 12:30, so yeah, hopefully in the next part we can get a coconut to wash up on the beach, because that's gonna be a big help. So yeah, see you guys later. Bye.